Hi, Internet friends. Today, you've got a special treat. You're going to come speed dating with me on Speed Dating with Tegan. I'm Tegan. I'm 27 years old and I live in Hamilton, New Zealand. I grew up in mostly small town farming communities. I was born in a little town on the east coast of New Zealand called Te Puke, and then I spent most of the rest of my childhood in another small farming community in the central North Island. And then when I was a teenager, I moved back to the coast. When I finished high school, I moved out of home like all my other friends, and I went to university. I studied a Bachelor of Social Science, and it was a really great experience. I've done a little bit of traveling, not as much as some people. I've never really done huge backpacking around the world only type experience, but I've been to Australia 3 times since I was 10, and the last 2 times were while I was at university. Those were really fun experiences. I went with friends, and learned a lot along the way. At one point I actually really wanted to live in Australia, but decided not to go down that path. Since then I've also travelled to Samoa once with my family. It was a really awesome experience. So many friendly people. And then last year I spent 2 weeks in California, in Los Angeles, and I fell in love with the place. Okay, there's so many things that are necessary. I really like spending time with my friends. I'm a really social person once I get to know people. So I love having all kinds of crazy conversations over a few drinks or coffee or something. Actually, no, I don't drink coffee, but hot chocolate, all that kind of stuff. And I love reading, watching movies. Mind you, it's not always a good thing when I do the whole book to movie thing, but we won't mention 50 Shades of Grey. And board games, YouTube, obviously. And yeah, just tons of other fun stuff. If I could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? Well, I guess if it wasn't New Zealand, I have to definitely say Los Angeles. I mean, I don't think I'd really want to live there forever and ever, but if I didn't have to worry about the practicalities of my situation, I would definitely say Los Angeles, and probably more specifically West Hollywood. I love the arty communities and all the friendly people and fashion, and just something about the weather, the sunshine and the low humidity. It's just perfect. Oh, my dream job. This is probably going to shock you a little bit, but I think I want to be an exotic dancer. I think I really like the idea of being able to tease and tantalize people. Maybe it's like my little inner sexiness coming out, but I like the idea of being able to entertain people, but also having power in that situation. So yeah, I think maybe an exotic dancer or like a pole dancer or something. And also because they're super fit, I just have no idea how fit they are. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, this is probably a question I should have expected. My wheelchair. I've had a wheelchair since I was about 18 months old. It's because of a disability I have called muscular dystrophy. I have a really specific type, because there are a lot of different types, but it's really rare, so I don't need to worry about trying to tell you about it. But yeah, I've basically been driving an electric wheelchair since I was about 18 years old, and according to my nana, who's totally not biased at all, she reckons I've always been a really excellent driver. So yeah, basically I have muscular dystrophy and I had this wheelchair, or not this one specifically, but a wheelchair since I was about 18 years old. The thing I'm probably most proud of for myself at the moment is the fact that I've just finished writing my first book manuscript. I've written a novel, and I'm hoping that I can get it published and share it with a whole lot of people. I'd really like to be able to make a difference with the stories that I've written, and I think it's good enough to do that. So it was really great to meet you, I guess. And I hope we can meet again. Call me.